All right, everybody. I'm not trying to do the YouTuber sigh. I'm sorry.
Okay.
It's just like I breathed in, but yeah, sorry.
Jesus.
Bad start.
I'm sure, as everyone knows, with recent events about Roe v. Wade being overturned, a lot is going to change. A lot already has changed. And it's not like we are putting our 2 cents are worth anything, because it's really no different from what the general consensus is by, like, the majority of Americans. Like, the majority of Americans didn't want this, but it happened anyway. We know how it is a terrible thing and how it's going to affect women everywhere. And I think, at least in my short time after this has went through, I've noticed that it's a lot harder for men to sort of grasp how this will affect them. And I want to shine light on that just so you can go out there and help in any way that you deem necessary, because I understand it seems a lot harder to help when you think it's a problem that won't affect you, when let me tell you that it will.
It will.
Yeah.
The thing about this is that it's more than just like a direct women's issue that is, it's only going to affect them. It's not also only going to affect abortion. It also affects a bunch of other Supreme Court issues where we've never seen a precedent be overturned like this. So now that has been set, that the Supreme Court can flip-flop and change their mind. There are many other things at stake, like gay marriage, the right to privacy in the bedroom, so any sort of sexual privacy is on the table. Even more extreme cases like Board of Brown versus Education. Your Miranda rights have also been overturned with a similar Supreme Court case that went out same day. You no longer have to be read those, so you need to make sure that you know your rights. There are a lot of other things that were overturned and changed by the Supreme Court that will be affected. It really has bastardized what the Supreme Court is supposed to stand for. And a lot of women's rights are not codified into law. This is something that specifically was set by Supreme Court precedent that can now be overruled and changed. We do have a pretty heavy male audience, and I do feel like it's very easy to sit from the sideline and say, like, okay, that sucks, but I don't really see how I can help or what I can do.
Yeah. I just want to get into that because, from my point of view, I've seen so many guys post the same infographics and same things over and over and over, and then immediately follow it up with something from their normal lives. Like, it's just a quick thing, like, okay, I did my charitable thing for the day. I did my virtue signaling for the day. And I'm sure that's not the intention, but there is a lot more that you can do besides post infographics and educate yourself on what this means for you. I already heard the argument that, well, you guys were saying men shouldn't have an opinion on that. Well, let me tackle that real quick. I'd say
Men shouldn't have bad opinions on that.
no. I'd
I'd
say
be the dickhead.
there's a difference between saying women should have a choice versus women should not be able to do that. If you want to know what would actually be analogous to saying women should not be able to do this, women should be forced to do this. And you see why that's ridiculous, and that's why we just want to give them the choice.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to tackle that real quick. But with Roe v. Wade being overturned, it starts with abortion, but it then gets into things like abortion pills or birth control or IVF treatments or things like that, where you say, well, these women shouldn't have sex. Well, who are these women having sex with to get them in these situations? Men. And I forgot the article it was, but it included a study where it says 1 in 5 men have been in a situation with an abortion. And that's that's a really big amount of people out there.
Yeah. For there to be so much sentiment about women shouldn't just have sex, it's easy to be said when most likely some of those men have also been in situations where they have pressured their significant other to get an abortion or whatever it may be. I feel like that's a struggle that I have with a lot of politicians who are pushing for the overturning of Roe v. Wade, is that a lot of them are still going to have the ability to go get their, daughter or their wife an abortion or their mistress an abortion because they can afford to.
Right.
And all this really does is harm women who can't afford to just up and leave, because the problem with putting it up to states' rights is that the argument is, oh, well, if you don't like it, you can just leave. And that's the same argument people make about any problem in America. And it's so dismissive of the actual problem that they're just stripping the rights away.
Yeah.
And that shouldn't be an issue in something called the land of the free.
Yeah.
It's
ridiculous to put the state's rights over the rights of an individual, and
to then blame the people for something that they have done.
Exactly. In that article, it said that men who are involved in an abortion are more likely to pursue college and earn more, as opposed to those who have the children. Children cost a lot of fucking money, and yeah, women on and on go about their stories of how much it affects them financially, and guess what? That's going to be the same thing for all the men out there who decided to not be dickheads and just leave.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which is another issue in itself.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Pushing back to that argument from earlier, or kind of relating it back, is that, like you said, kids cost a lot, and there are people who already are struggling financially that with the ability, or with being forced to give birth, that just puts them in more financial ruin. That kid is not going to have a good life. That family will then struggle, and it'll possibly cause more issues down the line. Yeah. I feel like my biggest frustration with the argument of the kid should have the choice is that at the same time, then that kid may either get forced into an adoption center, which our adoption system is fundamentally broken, or they may just struggle with an at-home life and will be more likely to take their own life, which is something that at least these conservatives can claim is not their issue anymore, because they gave them the choice. They gave them the choice to struggle and suffer. And I think that that's the frustrating thing about this. It's just that the argument is just like, oh, you have to suck it up and help this kid, when all it's really going to do is just give this kid an awful life.
Essentially, the point I really want to bang home is it's not like an us versus them thing as like two straight dudes. At the end of the day, this will affect everyone, and passive support, as in it's her choice, I'll support her no matter what, that choice has been taken away, so now we're all in this. And to all the men who are watching this, hopefully, there's things we can do, there are places we can donate, put our money to the right things, and we have links down below where you can help. I put in money, and I hope you all can do the same.
I think that something else that needs to be said regarding like the conversation around what to do when it comes to like politics, there's been a lot of frustration with the Democratic Party for trying to fundraise off of this and for trying to claim that it is our responsibility to go vote and fix this.
Yeah.
And this is just the direct message to any of those politicians who have said that, including, some that I love and think have been very vocal about the situation, like an AOC. It's really disheartening and frustrating to hear you guys need to go vote to fix this, when in 2020 we did vote. We put in Joe Biden as the only other option. We gave a majority blue Congress, and there are supposed to be checks and balances in place. We voted already. We've done our part. Now we need to urge the people that we've put into power in the Democratic Party to do their job. Because the one thing that is frustrating about the right-wing party is that they are fairly organized, and when they are upset about something, they get that shit done. And that is what we've seen this past week. And on the Democratic Party side, there is no accountability for a lack of action. So it is incredibly frustrating to hear that, oh, it is your fault, you need to go vote. You need to do your job. And we need to make sure that not only do we vote, because it is still important, but we need to make sure that the people that we have voted in are doing their job. You need to contact any of your government officials who may be able to help with the situation in your state. Whatever it may be, you can be active in this, but don't blame the people for doing something they've already done. And don't blame people for your own inaction. Yeah, like we said, it's to start off with a somber topic, but it really is. I think somebody had said it feels like a different America within the past week. This is one of those big events that will kind of go down as like a turning point when it comes to the structure of American government.
We made the mistake of not doing this type of thing with the Uvalde shooting, as far as encouraging people to do the right thing, as if we have that power to do so.
Yeah.
But we try.
Like you said, we did make that misstep, and I think that it's important that we do put this out there. Any sort of encouragement that we can give to people, we want to. Even if it may not be much, we want to go out and practice what we preach as well. We're gonna try to get with those same links and charities and stuff, and we're gonna try to hold people accountable.
Anyways, I think that covers what we had to say.
Yeah.
We said our piece.
Definitely.
Now back to your regularly scheduled bullshit.
I do want to apologize. It's going to be a little bit of a jarring transition, but like we said, we just want to make something a little more lighthearted to maybe distract for what time we have, just from like everything going on right now. So we hope you can enjoy. Welcome to Benched. Oh, yeah.
Leave the first snap in.
Yeah, that'd be fine. Welcome back, everybody.
I know, a long time no see. A little bit of a hiatus. I'd say maybe like let's say season 2.5.
Yeah, it'll be like a quick little refresh. We have some other things that'll kind of help really like solidify that within the next few weeks. But yeah, we kind of had a bit of a break, and we'll get into why in a second. But
one thing that won't change is the bugs. But,
yeah. We still don't like nature, but we're still doing a podcast in nature.
Right. In other news, due to recent events with Roe v. Wade and such, we want to lead off with that. But because of how sad and somber of a topic it is, we don't actually want to, recording-wise, start with that.
Essentially, the way that this is going to be structured is a little weird. The pod is going to start off with the conversation of Roe v. Wade, but it's actually something that we recorded last. We're just going to cut it at the beginning because it is important. We just didn't want it to affect the rest of it, because although it is a very serious and sad topic, we do want to at least try to have fun with the rest of it and try to keep the rest of it lighthearted. I guess we'll go ahead and hop straight into the roast.
Yeah. So we decided that it's been long enough since last time we did a roast about each other. And
yes.
He knows it.
Yes.
It was very enthusiastic. Yes. So I guess we could start.
I have been waiting.
Really? Okay.
Yes. After last time, you had me looking like an absolute goober. Okay? Like because I don't know if anybody remembers, but last time, I wasn't as prepared as Devin was, and he absolutely ran a marathon.
Yeah.
While I was just sitting there, skipping along the track.
Yeah. I specifically remember calling you a walking Dillards.
Yeah.
That was a domer, by the way.
Yeah. How about we just not remember that?
All right.
I'm not letting that happen again this time. I'm making sure that I get my due diligence.
We'll see, I guess.
Yeah.
All right.
How do we want to get this started? You want to
I don't know.
Go first and we go back and forth?
I'll be a gentleman and let you go first.
Oh,
No.
okay.
No.
See, I'm confident, but not that confident.
Okay.
I was gonna.
Actually, yeah, I can go first.
Okay.
I'll go first.
It lets me like kind of get a
Yeah, that's fine.
base.
These are gonna be very lighthearted. Just nothing I say I mean.
Yeah, same thing back. It's all love. Unless you say something too mean, then I'm quitting.
Okay. Yeah, it's all right. No, I love you, but
No, you don't.
yeah, no. For those who don't know,
It's a liar.
yeah. For those who don't know, Colin is like a huge wrestling fan. He constantly wrestles with the fact that I'm better than him.
Devin has admitted on here that he's outdressing me in his grandpa's clothes. He's inherited so much good drip. Now, if only he could have inherited 3 more inches to his height.
There it is. There it is. Let me ask, how's the Denzel show?
It was actually really good. The energy
Cool
was
show.
good.
He called me. He called me after the show. He heard you there and was inspired.
Oh, really? Yeah.
He wants to make a sample out of your voice cracks.
Yeah, that shit would go hard.
Yeah.
Hey. We make Devin keep his glasses on because if the sun hits them in the right way, the bench will be burnt away quicker than Devin's hopes of the Heat in the finals.
That one I bet took some brain power because sports references are hard
Yeah.
for you.
Yeah. It's like a micro burn in itself. Yeah, that one took you a while, didn't it?
Yeah, you talking Heat, huh? No. I mean, let's be honest. Like, despite everything about him, Colin's a pretty unique person. The straight white leftist. That's such a rare archetype.
Oh.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
Of course, yeah. Yeah.
I get it all from Hassan Piker. I'm just a
Oh.
clone, a copy.
Yeah, I know.
I want to be just like him. So for a few weeks, Devin was so mad about me breaking his cup holder when we did the UNF episode. And it's not because of like convenience things. It's actually because he sleeps in the tumbler every week.
I used a lint roller on a fire ant hill and it looked like your freckles.
Yo, I kind of forget that I have him low key. That's crazy. Devin, he sits there every week with his soft lips and oh shit, this is the wrong list. Yo, that's the wrong one. My fault.
Take that back right now.
Yo, you go ahead with another roast. I gotta switch this over.
What the fuck?
Yo, my fault.
I hate you so much.
Yo, just keep going. That shit was not supposed to be seen.
I don't know. I can continue after that. The only thing greasier than my job at Chick-fil-A is you applying sunscreen before every episode.
Yo, I actually forgot to do that.
Parentheses, also your hair. Oh, okay.
Oh shit. Okay, damn.
Okay.
Devin's mom's name is actually Mom. Coincidentally, Devin was almost named the other guy on Benched.
Colin's learning how to sew. You can tell he's not very good at it by the patchwork on his beard sometimes.
Oh. It's coming in all right? Hear me out. Let's see. I was a little worried about you running. God damn, Siri. The fumble. I don't know why it's fucking hitting. I was a little worried about you running the TikTok, but you actually surprised me. It's the first time that you made something fun for the entire minute it lasted.
A minute's actually a long time, especially if you have a great personality.
Oh my god.
I wish the passion you had for wrestling went to literally anything important.
Something real. uh, yeah, me too. Oh my god. This one might be racist.
What?
Look, dude.
Oh.
Got your ass. Got your ass. It literally just says that on the watch for clarity. For clarity. Yeah.
That was all?
That was it. I just
I'm
wanted to make
pissed.
sure everybody knew. I wanted everybody to know.
Why am I even shocked anymore? Yeah. Not by you getting me, but by you being racist.
Yeah, the fact that actually you were kind of like, what?
Yeah.
Alright.
Your skin got E. coli from coming in contact with shitty tattoos.
Nah. You want to talk about my tattoos? Okay. What's the difference between Devin and his 500 pop figures? When a girl comes over, the pop figures are in the box. That was a deep one.
Put the knife in you, twist it.
Twist it. Did you ever see those commercials? This may be like a really niche reference, but like, I remember seeing this one thing and I laughed at it for so long. My mom used to watch like Bravo shows.
Why do I feel like this is a setup?
No, it's
Okay.
genuinely not.
Okay.
My mom used to watch these like Bravo reality TV shows, and I think there was one called like Shaws of Sunset. And there was a commercial for it for like months. And I would always hear it in the background. And bro just like always said it so funny. It was like, "You took a dagger into my heart and twisted." And then they cut him like mid-sentence. And it sounded like he just like got left hanging. And I just always thought it sounded so fucking funny. And when you said that, that was the first thing I thought of. I was like, I know that I've like laughed about this with my mom so many times. Because I'm like, bro just literally got cut off. He's like, "You stick dagger into my heart and twisted."
That's not
And
what
then
the
he
heart
stuck.
is.
Shut up. Anyways, weird deep cut reference for my Bravo moms.
Shout out to all the Bravo moms out there.
Shout out to all the Bravo
Love y'all.
moms.
Yeah. Is it my turn?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sadly.
Okay. I went to the arts and crafts store looking for the Velcro that holds your beard in place.
I could actually send you a link. This shit's hard to find.
Yeah.
I gotta wait on the kids to pass by for this one. Oh. This one's not great to say out loud.
This one might be racist.
Yeah, that was a hit or miss one. I was hoping that would work, but Devin's scared of tape measure. Oh my god.
He's selling.
Devin's scared of tape measures because they snap back at him quickly. After sending unsolicited dick pics, Devin is also afraid of women who snap back at him quickly.
For the record, that does not happen.
Really?
What? You are doing a dangerous thing right now.
Gaslight. Gaslight. I'm doing the thing with like, what did they say? It was to Bob Saget, like the roast of, and he's like, "You that 14-year-old," and everybody's like,
Mary Kate and
He
Ashley
did.
or whatever. Yeah.
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 And now everybody like accuses him of doing that.
Ain't no way. You are not
That's
about
what
to,
I'm doing.
You are not about to Bob Saget me.
Bob Saget, you also sounds crazy. It also sounds crazy when he like just died.
Yeah, what an L.
What? Oh, that's wild.
Okay. All right. You should get tofu tatted on your left forearm because it'll match your other one. It'll be just as tasteless.
Oh, great. So this one actually has a pretty long setup. So there was one time when I was little, and I went to go get my tonsils taken out because they were infected, and it like caused me to snore and all sorts of shit like that. It was a problem. I had to get a tonsillectomy for my tonsillitis. And it was the first time that I had dealt with something like that. It wasn't like too crazy. I was all cocky and shit. I was like, oh, I'm not gonna fall asleep from this. But in the middle of the surgery, I woke up in the middle while they were operating and shit. It was crazy as fuck. I'm going and I'm eating all the ice cream and shit like you do after getting your tonsils out. And then I think I lost the plot to the story. Long story short, no offense.
Bruh.
Yeah.
That was still more enjoyable than doing this podcast every week.
There it is. Okay.
Boo.
Bruh.
It was a long rambling.
Yeah.
Bruh.
I mean, I went through all. You got through yours?
I have one more.
I got some throwaways. You can go ahead with yours.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, if you got one throwaway, go ahead and even it out.
No, I'll hold off. You go ahead.
Okay, fine. I'm ending on a banger.
Mostly because I don't know if I'm including that last one in the TikTok. That's so
Fair
long.
enough. Devin is an introvert who has a black belt and a comedic podcast. If I describe Devin without context, you'd assume that I was explaining a bigot. And you'd be right.
Again, not true. It's one thing when you're lying on my name. Mine are true.
No. No, we're not doing that.
I am not a bigot.
Only in private.
Uh-oh.
Oh.
Don't worry.
Cam's got something to say.
Do I got some roast for you, dog?
No.
This boy Devin. I hate to start off with you. You ass built like a sea monk, low key. Your ass low key kind of grow like one too.
What the fuck? Oh my
What
God.
the fuck?
That boy Colin, you're not safe either.
Oh no.
Your boy, your guys look like Carl Weezer, croissant ass boy, old Jimmy's mom ass boy, dog. Don't think you're safe still, Devin. I still got one more for you. This boy Devin, swear. Hang on, let me think.
You gotta think.
Dang, this boy be recording the vlogs all week. Glad he's at least doing something now. Don't worry, Colin. You're not safe yet. I got one more for you. Let me just think on it. If this boy was a dog, he'd be a sheep one. He looks like he sheds like one too. I'm out for today. Sorry, guys.
Oh my God. I wasn't expecting it to be so brutal. Oh, this shit was so good. I think the real winner is Cam.
Yeah, you freestyled though.
I was off the dome, straight from the heart.
Because of that, I do want to get into my throwaways. If you don't mind.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'll run through them quick if that's fine.
I think I have a few throwaways too.
All right, I'll go through all of mine real quick. All right.
Yeah.
You said you started going to the gym. Coincidentally, you later promised to stop lying to me. Congrats on not explaining why every joke was supposed to be funny. You seemed like the type to say there's band kids and then there's kids in bands. Unironically, stop lying to yourself. Last time we did a roast battle, you said you'd come with some heat. Coincidentally, you later promised to stop lying to me. I could wrap you in plastic, throw you in the pantry, and mistake you for Wonder Bread. You run through hobbies like it's a hobby in itself. If gaslighting was a sport, you'd go pro. Colin is dumb. You said you'd stop making me carry this podcast. Please stop lying to me. And yeah.
Oh, fuck. I literally said Devin dropped out of school but sound like every business major and awkward artist who only has a podcast with 20 views to show for it. I said you could fit in your gibbets. And your hair grows quicker than you do. That's all I have. You just fucking pot roasted me at the end. What the fuck? Slow cooked my ass.
Those are the throwaways, yeah.
Those are the throwaways. That's fucking crazy. Oh my God.
Colin is dumb.
Colin is dumb. Devin is short.
Yeah, I didn't want to take up too much time. You know, I just had to rapid fire.
Oh my god.
I went for the kill shot. Yeah.
This will make great TikTok clips. I hope you guys enjoyed that. It's a little therapeutic, you know.
Yeah.
We kind of, get to poke fun at each other, except the fun poked at us. You know. I feel like it's nice. It's funny too.
Mm-hmm. I feel like I got something off my chest. I didn't know I had something on my chest.
Exactly. Yeah.
We're gonna have to talk. We're gonna have to talk about some of the bigot shit. that shit.
See, maybe it's just it's like that one joke where I made where it's like, this might be racist. Maybe it's just me deflecting any sort of possible what's the word?
Backlash.
Any sort of backlash of anything is just being projected onto you.
Cool. Yeah, I could take it.
Yeah.
No, I fucking can't. I'm not that. I'm not any
Said,
of
I could
those.
take it.
Yeah.
I could take him. That goes with the right winger thing. He's like, honestly, I'll take on the woke left.
Yeah.
I'll take them all. Who's gonna stop me? Being deplatformed is really like the biggest compliment nowadays.
That's the sign of a good comedian.
Right. Because you don't care about the system.
Yeah.
Ugh. Yeah, you're sounding like a real podcaster now, huh?
Yeah, I'm finally getting the groove of things. Yeah. Hope you'll catch up.
Okay. Damn. I'm just a video editor for real.
I'm just a TikToker, man. What the fuck? Cam is
Man,
just
throwing
doing
bricks.
Olympic sports right now. Off to the side.
Full discus throw with a brick. So I kind of want to just do like a quick catch up, talking about the fact that one, why we've been gone for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Two, maybe some of the stuff that we've done since then, and three, then we can kind of move on into some of the reviews and thoughts we have on some like
Gotcha.
entertainment
Yeah,
stuff. So like I said, we were gone for about 2.5 weeks because right after the beach episode, my sister got COVID and then my whole family did. So we were out. Couldn't
I
record.
did not get COVID.
Yeah. Luckily, nobody else here got COVID. None of the other guests that I'm aware of got COVID. I think that it must have been picked up like the day after.
Yeah.
Because that's when my sister kind of started developing systems, was like the Wednesday, Thursday. So I was out on my ass. And in the meantime, Devin was probably playing Rocket League. And
No.
Lego Star Wars.
No.
Working.
Yeah.
Basketball? Or is that over now?
Honestly, a little bit. Like I
Little
play
bit.
with my dad. He's garbage. No, I'm kidding.
Oh, nice. I was trying to see what you may have been doing in the meantime.
Yeah. Honestly, nothing of importance. Just like same thing you were doing, kind of just consuming a lot of media.
Yeah, that was the biggest thing, was since I was stuck inside. There were things that I tried to work on for production reasons and all that, but besides that, there really wasn't much else I could do. I was kind of just waiting around.
Mm-hmm.
So other than doing a lot of like schoolwork, I was just...
Oh, going to Wawa with Jaden and talking trash about you.
Oh,
That was
yeah,
big-
cool.
yeah.
Don't worry, I did too.
Okay.
Just a super spread event.
Yeah.
Nah, but I just consumed a lot of content. Like I started watching movies that I've been recommended for a while through TikTok and by Devin.
Mm-hmm.
And just, I mean, it got to the point where I had to start putting like time limits on my phone. I was doing shortcuts and all sorts of things within iOS that like I hadn't really gotten to before, but I knew were cool.
Uh-huh.
And like I've started using the focus modes and stuff. And that's something that I always found interesting, but I never really found like a good use case for. Now I feel like I've kind of gotten a good groove with them.
Right.
Because it got to a point where when I was inside, I just felt like I was so consumed with like TikTok and YouTube to the point where like I was running out of content that was like making me happy.
Bro
You know.
just blew me.
Yeah. Now when are you gonna do it back?
This vlog is going to be horrendous.
Is it really?
Yeah. For those who don't know, we put vlogs out on Colin and Devin. I edit those. I'm
Yes.
actually doing something.
Yes.
Per cam.
Yeah.
Request.
It is kind of nice. We are planning on doing some more stuff with Colin and Devin soon. I'll keep it kind of a secret
Yeah.
for now. It's kind of a secret, not
Quick
really,
little
because it's
promo.
been mentioned before.
Mhm.
But stay tuned on that channel. Please go subscribe. But Devin has been putting those out pretty regularly, and it's like a nice little bonus. We always talk about how we're like so funny in our off time, and then we get on camera, and it's just like we're too
Dead.
camera shy.
Yeah.
There's no energy.
Yeah.
So the vlog was kind of our way of doing that, where it's just like we get those little extra moments where we're being funny, and it's just kind of condensed down. So I think that they're pretty cool. But yeah, I was stuck inside with COVID, big bummer. I still had to do housework. I was doing like a lot of redecorating and like gardening and shit with my mom, which was almost like a nice thing because she had been wanting to do it for so long. And this was just like the one time where it's like, oh yeah, I guess I really have nothing else to do. So.
Right. I mean, good on you for being productive during your time with COVID, because I can say for a fact that I would not have been.
Yeah.
Like I would.
There were definitely days where I was just like, nah.
Right.
But for the most part, I really didn't get hit that hard. Thank God for the vaccines and all that. But I was still kind of at the end of my efficacy of the vaccine, so I was really expecting it to be worse than it usually would have.
Mm-hmm.
But it still felt like I kind of gotten like a weaker strand or something because I didn't really feel the effects.
Mm-hmm.
My mom and sister, they lost their taste, all that shit. Like I didn't even get a fever at any point. It was just like body fatigue and headaches. But this is the first time that I've gotten COVID in the past 2 years. I've had a lot of COVID scares where we've cut off the podcast and all that, but this is the first time where it was like confirmed, like, oh shit, I have it.
Yeah.
Which was scary at first, but it's not great because I still kind of feel like effects of it afterwards. They talk about like long-term effects. Like I still kind of feel fatigue and like I have like a lingering cough and stuff. But it's definitely not nearly as bad as like the vaccine was in terms of symptoms because it was kind of closer to what the original strands of COVID were. Whereas this, I think that now, post Omicron, a lot of the variants have kind of, mutated to a point where the symptoms are a lot more mild. But it is still spreading like crazy. I know that there's new variants that are like being weird with the vaccine and whatnot.
Right.
But yeah, I got through okay. The one thing I was worried about was I had a concert set. My girlfriend had bought me tickets to go see Denzel Curry at House of Blues. And she got that for me for my anniversary. And I really appreciate her for that. That was really cool. But with me getting COVID so close to it, I was worried that I wasn't going to be able to go. I just luckily tested negative like the day before, so I was like, cool. We went out and did like a whole day at Disney Springs. I went to like Uniqlo, Zara, all that kind of stuff. Did some clothes shopping. And House of Blues is a really cool venue to do something like that. I didn't realize. There's like bars all around the edge, and then there's just like a big pit in the middle, and then there's like an upper rooftop area.
Right.
I was down on the floor, but I got in early enough to where I could be right up front, but I wasn't like in the pit.
Okay.
Because that was the biggest thing I was worried about, especially with Megan going, because she had never been to a show like that. Neither have I, but I kind of knew what to expect. And I was like, you need to hold on to this guardrail like for your life, because we're on the ground and we're like somewhat close to the pit.
Jeez.
So we could have like crowd crush type shit.
Right.
And I will say that concert was really dope. It started off with Play That Boy Zay, which he ended up actually reposting one of my photos that I took of him on Instagram. I thought that was pretty cool.
That, yeah.
I've heard a few songs with him. I forget what the song was off of Nocturnal, but he had a song with Anonymous and Denzel, and that was probably like my top song for a while. He just kind of has like a lot of energy, and I didn't really realize that in his music until I saw him live that day. Because Because when I tell you, for somebody that I really have heard like one or two songs from, I think I had the most energy for him, even including Denzel. Because he was just like, I think it was partially because he was the first person out, but he also just like was so infectiously like hyped up. He got the whole crowd up. He was like, "Open the fucking pit," and people are going nuts. People were moshing, all this shit. Everybody's jumping. I still have clips of those that I could throw in.
I do not get the appeal of moshing.
I don't either. I wasn't trying to get involved, but I'm just saying
I'm probably ill-informed and have a
It's-
bad idea of what moshing is, but that seems just like you're just violent and punching motherfuckers.
it kind of is. Yeah, you're just jumping.
Don't be annoying. You'll understand.
It's definitely one of those things where like you'll get it if you're in it, I think, or if you're into it. But it is scary for me, just like post Astroworld. Like, not saying that that's something that Astroworld's the first time that this happened, because this definitely is like a bigger issue. But it was just scary for me because the way that thing was set up, even where I was at, where I was able to grab a guardrail and I was like more to the side of it. There were times where I almost got like shoved over and like almost fell, and I had to like hold like almost a crowd up to try and keep everybody else from falling.
You should just whoops, let them go.
That shit, it does get kind of crazy, and I don't know if I'd be ready for something like that.
Yeah.
But I think I kind of get the appeal. It's just like straight energy. You're just jumping and punching around. I feel like drugs have to be involved for sure.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, you can't be doing that shit sober. I feel like that's just like
imagine like the anxious guy going in a mosh pit, just like.
no. There was like a 12-year-old. And the motherfucker was like squeezing past us. We were like, how old is that fucking kid? He's got like a little wife beater on. He's got his like little long hair, and he's
It
like,
was Ashtray from.
no, actually, it literally looked like that kid. I was like, this shit is crazy. And he's just like hopping in, and he was jumping around. He was having a great time. I was fucking terrified for him. I was trying to watch out for him specifically.
Oh, man.
But yeah, Play That Boy Zay was probably like one of the most fun sets. They also had Skyfall. I think where did he say he was from? I think he said he was from the Caribbean. And that was the one thing that I felt bad about was like after Zay, everybody's energy was kind of dead. There were a bunch of like dickheads behind me that kept calling him like a British rapper just because they didn't see what his actual accent was. And he put on a good show. He was fun. He was funny. Like, that was the thing. He had, like, a crazy sense of humor. He was, like, making fun of people. It was just a lot more laid back after Zay, so it was kind of nice to kind of have somebody that was going to be, like, a chill kind of, like, bop.
Right.
After that, Red Veil came out. I know he's been getting a lot of success on, like, stuff like TikTok and all that. He actually had a pretty good show, too. He also was funny because he had kept having technical difficulties. He was like, second time's a charm, eh? He's like, what did I say about third time's a charm? And he said, fuck it, we're doing this a cappella. You could tell it was just like a rough set for him, but it was pretty fun still. You know, he's talented, clever, you know. It was kind of the same thing, though. Like I said, like, after Zay, I think everybody was just tired. Like, I can't even, like, stress this enough. Like, it was so much energy that everybody else was just worn out.
I was a 12-year-old just passed out on the floor.
12-year-old, he was chilling. He was holding up stronger than I was, honestly.
Like, yo, I need a drink.
And then Denzel comes out, and he does, like, an hour set where everybody else was doing, like, 30 minutes. And he was pulling out, like, old shit. He was pulling out the new shit. Energy was up. Again, really entertaining dude. Really funny. He brought his mom and dad out because I know that he just canceled the Miami show. So I think that he had a lot of like Miami folks come through for the Orlando one. He also had 454 come out for, I think it's 454. He came out and did his song from Denzel's album because I guess he's from Orlando. So that was pretty tight. Overall, it was a really good show. It was really cool to see because, like I said, I've been a big Denzel Curry fanboy for a minute, and see him live, he kept the energy up. I And it was really cool. It was the first time I've also been to like a concert like that too, where there's like crazy moshing and jumping around and shit. I think the only other time I went to a concert was the Don Toliver one, and that one was just so dead because you can't really get as hype to that kind of music.
Right.
It's like,
It also just seemed like dead because it was a like UNF event. And it was like,
it was at a college.
right.
And it was also outdoors, because the thing is, like, when you're inside in an amphitheater like that, sound bounces.
Yeah,
It's all contained, so like the crowd will sound louder. Since he was outdoors and there was probably about the same amount of people there as there were at the Denzel show, it just sounded dead because there's nothing for the voices to go off of.
Right.
Like that outdoor environment really only works if you have a shit ton of people. But yeah, it was really cool. That was basically what rounded off my 2 weeks, and then, like I said, I've just been doing the other generic stuff.
I do want to say, while we're on the topic of like musical artists, our little musical friends at Barely Legal.
Oh yeah,
they're actually gonna be
at Rolling Loud. I think it's New York.
Yeah.
That was actually really cool to see.
Yeah.
They got on the card for Rolling Loud. I forget what day it is. But you can go ahead and check out their Instagram and go ahead and check out that interview that we did with them, because they are really funny and they're really talented.
Congrats to them.
Yeah, that's a big step, and love to see them doing well.
Yeah, we saw the potential in them. Shit, they saw potential in us.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're not doing
Guys,
anything.
if it wasn't for us, then look at that. Yeah,
So basically, this is just us extending our hand to grab those free tickets that we were expecting.
They said that we could do a follow-up interview, so when are we coming out to New York?
Yeah, I'm expecting backstage, no less. and
I need you to sign my shoes.
Yeah.
Nah, I'm playing.
We got proof right here that they were on.
Incredibly corny, but yeah. No, we're
Barely.
It was a good episode if you guys want to go check that out.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Shout out the homies. Yeah.
Someone who is not your homie is Sebastian Stan, as we learned in the new movie Fresh. Boo! I tried. How do you segue out of that?
That was a valiant attempt.
It was really, it's all I could have done. I had to.
Yeah.
Like we said, over the past... Well, actually, no. I talked about my 2 weeks, and did you get everything out?
I mean, honestly, I felt dead without the podcast.
Yeah, low-key.
I don't do much outside of, like, work, podcasts, sleep.
It just felt like schedule was completely thrown off, yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I consumed a lot of media like you did. We watched different movies. I'm realizing literally right now how not active I am. You were talking about going to the gym. Coincidentally, you probably stopped lying to me. No, but you're talking about going to the gym. Shit, I need to go with you, man.
Yeah, I'm actually
gonna start doing this.
Imagine somebody like watches us and like sees us at the gym and they're like, "Those are the guys."
We need to start working with
like,
you.
look, we're just some sad soy boys that don't work out. Like we're trying.
Yeah, we need to start worrying about other bench.
Yeah.
Get it?
Yeah. Boo. We even got Cam's approval.
Yo, I thought we were done with the roast.
So yeah, back to my bed's transition. One of the things that we watched over the break.
That we both watched, yeah.
We watched Fresh. It's a Hulu original featuring Sebastian Stan, from The Winter Soldier. It's one of those things where it made me really want to see him in more stuff.
Yeah, he was great. Yeah.
Yeah. I guess we can go into spoiler territory. So
to be fair, the movie was already out for a handful of months.
Yeah.
We're the ones late to the party.
Yeah.
But
in case anybody hasn't watched it, this is, your warning up front.
Warning, yeah.
The one thing that
take your ass.
I'm gonna take your ass. Yeah. One of the things that I thought was really interesting about this movie was just like the structure, and I kind of mentioned that beforehand. It's like the movie really starts like 20 to 25 minutes in.
Yeah. And he means that in the fact that there's literally like opening credits.
Yeah.
Then.
It's 25 minutes into this like hour 40 movie. And the 25 minutes is already like a good setup for the movie, but like the actual plot begins after that credit scene. The intro 25 minutes is generally just setting up our main character Noah, and
setting up a romantic relationship between her and this guy. I forgot his character's name.
me too, because it like kind of changed. He used a fake name or something.
Did he? Yeah.
But Sebastian Stan's character,
Let me look it up. You keep going. It's gonna drive me crazy if I don't.
she starts off by like showing that she's gone on like a few bad dates and she's having a bad time like trying to get into something with somebody, and you know, she talks Steve. She tries, you know, talking to her friend Molly about it. She's like, you know, I just don't ever think I'm gonna like find that. And then she meets Sebastian Stan's character in a supermarket, and he's Steve. He's very different. He's not like
He seems genuine.
he's very genuine. He's very like to himself, you know.
They bond over cotton candy grapes, which
Yeah.
I can vouch for. Them
Yeah,
shits
I
are
actually thought that
fire.
was so funny because I remember specifically my mom coming home like 8 years ago being like, have you ever heard of cotton candy grapes? And she brought them home.
Them
I don't think
shits.
that they taste like cotton candy, but they're just a
They're
really
so
sweet
sweet.
grape.
Yeah.
It's so good.
Yeah.
I think we actually just bought some too.
Nice.
But yeah, they bond over some cotton candy
You're
grapes.
imagining-
He
you're
does
just
the
like,
whole
yeah.
thing. He's like, no real shit, no GMOs. They taste like it.
Now imagine you're like, yeah, my mom actually came home with some. Like, she told me about this guy that she met.
She met this guy at the grocery
that
store.
recommended them.
Yo. And you know, she tells Molly about this guy. Da 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 da. They go on another date, and they're really like, it seems like they're hitting it off, and they're
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
everything's going well. And she was kind of in this mode of she's like, fuck it, I'm gonna do me. I'm gonna do things.
Mhm.
No questions asked. And Molly thinks it's a red flag that he's not on social media, anything like that.
Right.
And she's like, you know, I told you to have like a fuck it attitude, but maybe going too far might be too much. And
You're fucking it a little too much.
yeah. And she says that she's going on a 3-day trip with Steve. Steve invites her out for a surprise trip. And
They make a pit stop at his house.
Yeah.
I forgot what the reason was.
I do too. Oh, they said that they were on the way to the falls. It was like right past his house. But then they made the pit stop near his house. And when they do, he sits her down for a drink, I guess. And that's where the movie begins.
Yeah.
Because
He drugs her.
Yeah. He drugged her drink.
She passes out. She gets locked up in some funky, like, 80s porno type
Basement.
basement.
Yeah, like a sex dungeon, it felt like. But not really.
Yeah.
It was essentially revealed that he will pick up women and then he will lock them in this dungeon and he sell it. You want to say the line that he says to her? She says, "Where
asks-
am I?
Are you gonna
Are you gonna kill me?"
R-word me?
Yeah, that.
And then he's like, no. I'm gonna sell your meat.
I'm gonna sell your meat
Yeah.
and your hair and all that other stuff.
Yeah.
Like, he essentially is a cannibal that sells women's meat to other cannibals.
Yeah. Who will pay a lucrative price
Yeah.
for specifically women's meat.
Yeah.
And he has to keep her alive for as long as he can, along with the other women that he has already kept
Yeah.
in separate rooms in his basement.
Because it tastes better fresh.
Yeah. Yeah. True.
True.
I beg your pardon.
Cam. He
I
said,
thought he
yo,
was-
that actually sounds really true, honestly.
Yeah.
It's like, that actually kind of makes sense.
Yeah. Yo, facts. Yeah. What?
Oh, my God. But, yeah, so now she has to settle with the fact that She's going to be killed slowly, basically.
Mhm.
And he is a doctor. He makes that clear up front. He's a surgeon. So he's...
Yeah, he knows
He
what
knows-
he's doing.
Yeah.
Like, he knows he's going to be able to keep her alive as long as she obeys.
Mm,
And her first attempt at getting out obviously fails. So that results in him taking her ass,
quite literally. He cuts her ass off.
lopping off her cheeks. Just
Yeah. The hams. He literally said that.
Yeah,
She's like
she
off
wakes
drugs
up,
and stuff, and she's
she wakes
like,
up on
"What?"
the surgeon's table. Like, what are you doing? It's like, I'm taking your ass.
Yeah.
And he's so enthusiastic.
Yeah.
Like,
And he seems so like energetic and I think that's why I said I really liked him in this.
yeah,
Because he just played this like enthusiastic,
Happy-go-lucky.
happy about everything he's doing, even though what he's doing is so like vile and disgusting. And it really just gets you over like, this is a sick dude.
yeah.
Like,
no regard for the humanity.
yeah.
And it was, yeah,
she kind of like makes friends in there, or like she meets people throughout like the vents and stuff that have been through the same problem.
What's special about her is he actually has actual feelings for her. So she tries to take advantage of that.
Yeah.
And actually gets him to loosen up a little bit,
Mhm.
like actually getting him to take her upstairs, have dinner with her. But here's the kicker: the dinner is actually other women that he's
Yeah.
taking the ass from.
Yeah.
At this point, was her ass already gone?
Her ass
Yeah.
was gone, so
When
she's sitting
I
on
think
like
literally they
pads.
gave like a camera shot where like when she goes to sit down, there was like a cushion there for her.
Yeah, there was a cushion for her assless ass,
Yeah. Her bones.
her bone. Nah, yeah, and she has trouble walking, so he has to assist her and stuff.
He gave her like a dress to wear.
Right, yeah, like get her all nice and pretty. So she makes the sacrifice of actually eating the human meat in an attempt to
Build trust, I
build
think.
trust out of it. Yeah, so she obviously throws it up in like other scenes, but over time she ends up just like down in that shit. What a fucking trooper!
Yeah.
And she's cuffed throughout the first few attempts or first few dinner scenes. Then he allows her to be uncuffed, and they have a dance scene.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is sort of a parallel to at the beginning of the movie, a scene where they're dancing after one of their dates that goes well.
Mm-hmm.
So they're dancing again, and it leads into a scene of her about to go down on him, and then she goes down and bites his dick off.
Yeah. He took her ass. She took his. Well, I can't say that like that. She took it off. She took it clean off.
Yeah.
He said. He's like.
Fuck you, Noah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
So
it's
she.
crazy.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh, we're completely forgetting the side plot of.
Yeah. So her friend Molly
best
gets a
friend.
little bit concerned and starts to track her, and finds his wife's place, which was a twist. And you're like, oh shit, this guy's a wife. Like, does she
Yeah.
know about this?
Wife and kids.
And she goes to explain it to the wife, and the wife's like, I don't think that that's my husband. Like that's. And then the dude walks in.
Yeah, he comes home. He's under a different alias.
Yeah. And he's just like, yeah, I'm sorry. I don't think I can help you.
Mhm.
And as he goes to
lead
walk her out,
yeah.
she calls Noah's phone, and Noah's phone is in his pocket. And it starts buzzing, and he's like, you shouldn't have done that. And then the wife knocks her unconscious.
whacks her on the head. Yeah, the wife's in on it.
Yeah.
Then it's revealed that the wife actually has a leg missing.
Yeah.
Like she was
May-
probably a victim,
Yeah.
and for sure has like Stockholm syndrome.
I was definitely thinking that, she may have been a Noah at one point, like one that he kept.
Yeah.
Uh,
Again, Stockholm syndrome, and they give little hints that she's for sure suffering on the inside.
mm-hmm.
But that, ooh, at the end. Okay, we'll get into it in a bit, but like
Yeah.
we'll get back to the main plot. So Noah discovers that Molly was actually taken in. So, in an attempt to leave after biting the penis.
After biting the penis. After biting his
Yeah,
wiener.
Let's get medical. After an attempt at fellatio and then proceeding to bite the penis. She goes to the basement, gets Molly, and then gets another girl that she built a relationship with through the vents. They meet for the first time. Oh, a little wholesome thing. Now they gotta escape a killer.
Yeah.
They have a 3-on-1 fight. 3-on-1 sounds like it'd be easier, but considering the circumstances,
It's literally the Winter Soldier.
yeah, like he's at full strength minus his penis.
Right.
They either have their ass taken or fucking
One's missing a leg.
One's missing a leg. You know, they're not at full strength by any means, so that's why it's a little more even. Shit got me tight. Like I was.
Yeah.
Ooh.
It was tense. It was a really like tense scene, the fight, because you just felt like you don't know how this is gonna go. And I think they eventually break away. He had a gun in that scene, right? Or is that afterwards? I think they were fighting over the knife in this one.
They were fighting over a knife. I think once they make it outside, he pulls up with a gun.
Yeah.
Which he probably went to go grab. By this point, he looks like a fucking zombie. The way he's just
Yeah. He's hobbling. He's just bloody. It's bad.
He's also living in the middle of a forest, hence the no Wi-Fi. Hence why it's so easy for him to get away with this because no one's around to catch him.
Yeah.
So
all things that sounded pretty at the beginning, but definitely you see where Molly was like, this is a red flag. When Molly goes missing, a dude that she was interested in also gets curious about her.
That shit went nowhere.
No, I thought that was funny though,
Yeah.
because he goes to track her down, and when he gets there, this is about where they get outside. Like we said, he has a gun. He's yelling at them, saying like, "You fucking bitches!" Da 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 da, and they're screaming and stuff. He hears that. He's like,
I know how this movie goes.
Yeah, I know how this movie ends, and he leaves.
Yeah.
He fucking
he's a black
left.
dude.
It was so funny.
Yeah.
He's like, I know that now this is gonna go. It's not.
I would always be. I'd be the first person to die.
Yeah, it's just like that was so funny.
Yeah, it was a nice change of pace for sure.
Yeah.
But it was just like that was such.
It was a little disheartening too.
It was a little
but
bit. It was all that build up for that joke. All the joke was funny, and I think it landed. It was like, oh, that went nowhere.
Yeah, I think part of it too was like you don't have to have like the dude come be the savior too.
Right.
They kind of ended it off with the three women kind of beating his ass. Because I think that this is another one of those horror movies where it's like, this is like a woman's nightmare.
Yeah.
Like this is terrifying.
Yeah, the most extreme situation of the dating pool going like terribly.
And I think that that's why it kind of ended with them being the ones on top. They kind of pull through.
Yeah, they kill him, shoot him dead with his gun. The wife discovers his body. She goes to his house, notices all the mess, starts searching in the woods, finds his body, finds Noah. The other two are off trying to, or they're at like a barn thing.
Yeah.
I forget why she tries to go back. I know there was her phone, right. She goes back trying to find her phone, so she's isolated, alone. The wife finds her. They get into a little scrap. Man, I thought because of the little hints about the wife suffering, I thought she was going to turn and help them. No. She was with him through and through and fucking died as well.
Because it's also a business thing, I'm sure that it was partially like, if he's gone, like, what is she going to do? Because she's implicated.
Right.
So it's still one of those things where it was frustrating to see her turn. But I'm sure that it was like one of those things where like you're so far gone that you're kind of just like in it. But then Molly came up and brained her, like took a shovel and it was nuts.
Bitch, you lied to me.
It was incredibly like intense, violent,
cathartic.
Yeah. But I'm just saying the whole movie basically was just intense, violent, really well put together. It was really unique, I felt like.
The shots were fantastic.
Yeah, the like cinematography behind it. It kind of reminded me of like like the A24 type films where like they really have a focus on good cinematography and good story. I don't know who actually produced this one though, but it was really well made.
Sebastian Stan was an aesthetic Hannibal Lecter.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, um,
Hannibal Lecter in his youths.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we Sebastian Stan him. Boo, boo. Yo, standing up's actually kind of nice because it is a little toasty.
Yeah.
Getting a little breeze. A little breeze. I even tried to wear light clothes today. I look like I'm like
Sorry, let me put the guns away.
I wanted to try and do the Yeezy styling with but I feel like I just kind of look like a trucker with who found a pair of fakes at a thrift.
Oh, we never acknowledged my fin hat. I finally got to wear it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I
So-
wore the monkey hat before this, which is honestly, if I knew that when I first got it, I'd be totally surprised.
Yeah, you should hit up Deadhead and try to see if you can get more like funny hats.
Yeah, shout out Deadhead Thrifts.
Yeah, because I'm sure that you can't really do the jacket thing the whole summer. Because I know
Yeah.
that was kind of your thing for a while, wearing cool jackets every week.
Mm-hmm.
At the very least, you could wear funny hats,
True.
right?
If anyone has any funny hats,
it
send them
this
my way.
Yeah,
Not gonna tell you how, but if you really want to, you'll figure it out.
yeah.
Yeah.
Just DM us somewhere and we'll meet at an undisclosed location.
Yeah. I'm gonna sell your meats.
Yeah, I was just about to say, like, they wake up, they're like,
I'm taking your ass.
I'm taking your ass. Fucking, like,
Cam,
brick.
I'm gonna need you to like throw that brick that you just at their
Yeah.
head. Yeah. Oh, is he going to grab it? Oh no.
He's giving us a visual. Yeah, Fresh was
Demonstrate
really good.
on Colin.
Oh, whoa.
Yeah.
So in a similar vein, I kind of wanted to briefly go over, and I mean like very brief, the movie Men.
Hustle. Yeah. No,
Yeah,
go
we
ahead.
both watched these other two movies.
Mhm.
I went to go see Men in theaters. It's a complete.
I went to go see him in theaters.
That sounds crazy. Yeah, so I was watching Men.
Yeah, well, they had a movie going.
It was an A24 film. Really like beautifully shot. Really clever marketing.
Mm.
But a really genuinely good movie. I didn't realize that it's a very like biblically based movie, like a lot of the references and stuff.
Mhm.
But it does have a lot of like deeper topics on like different archetypes of like men, and kind of how like they're all bad.
In the same vein as Fresh, where it's like you gotta look out for
Yeah.
who you trust as a woman.
Yeah, it was kind of the same thing where it just felt like it was a really good movie. The ending is just a complete like brain fuck. It's super like graphic, just to give a warning.
Mm.
Like there's specifically one scene that when you watch it, there's just like I don't even know how to explain it without like giving so much away.
Mm.
But it's just really fucking wild. The main plot kind of just runs across this girl who's kind of escaping to like a cottage because she lost her husband, who was very manipulative, and trying to escape from this feeling of guilt over something that she had no control over.
Mm.
And the husband really is kind of at the forefront of this like blaming women for something that men have done. His issue was something rooted in his own like toxic masculinity, and he ends up, you know, whether accidentally or not, killing himself.
Okay.
And beforehand, he claimed that he would, and he said it would be her fault because she wanted to divorce him.
Right.
So as you could see, that the manipulation, because immediately when I heard that, I was like, I've heard this story before. So many times from people who are like, if you break up with me, I will kill myself.
Mm.
And it's just that guilting into keeping people with you. emotionally tying them down. And it really dug deep into, like I said, the toxic masculinity, different aspects of different like culture, religion that kind of like hold up those standards. And it honestly was pretty chilling. The one actor who played literally all of the villains, like literally all of the men in this movie except for the husband, he was great.
He was the pig fucker from
Yeah.
Black Mirror.
I didn't realize it until you pointed that out, and he was, like I said, fantastic. He there were times where I just didn't realize that it was him again. The one time that I did was when I saw a little boy, and the little boy was him, but they deep faked his face on.
Yeah, okay.
That shit fucked me up because I was like, that looks weird, and then I realized
That's some imagery. That's crazy.
yeah, it was funky as hell. It didn't look like terrible. It was like good enough to where you kind of understood it, and it was
When you see
passable.
him as two different characters, was it jarring or was it like he's a chameleon and he kind of blends in and it works?
It kind of blended in and it worked. There was only like one scene where like 4 of his characters are in the bar at once, where you're like, oh shit, like
Okay.
it was a really interesting concept because I think by having the same actor play all of these different characters, it kind of plays into the like they're all the same, as in like, oh, all men are the same. Like it's a lot deeper than I'm making it sound.
At face value, they all can be the same sort of threat.
Yeah, all of them are bad in some way, or troubled in some way, I guess. Because even the one character who she did trust the most, a lot of his dilemma was that he was extra nice to her because growing up he had a father who told him like, you know, you have to do this and this and this, you have to be the man, you have to do this and this, and that ended up leading to his own demise later on.
Okay.
So it was a really good movie, and it's a complete mindfuck. It's absolutely like graphic. It's really jarring. It's really impactful. And I definitely think it's something that y'all should go see if you have the chance. I think it's something that you could definitely dig into.
I get that, yeah.
Because, you know, even something that you've mentioned before, just doing like the vlogs and the benched and all that, we really have kind of like had a really a new interest in the way things are shot and produced.
The filmmaking aspect of it, just like how deliberate shots and why they're picked over others.
Yeah.
Like when to go wide, when to go close, and reasons for that, and just, you know.
It's something where like now when I was watching it, I was really like able to like analyze and like be like, okay, this was really well done. This was like intentional, you know.
Gotcha. Mine was a basketball movie.
Yeah, with Adam Sandler.
I watched Hustle, which was an Adam Sandler movie, and I must say, Adam Sandler is like 2 for 2 on basketball movies.
Really? What was the first one?
Uncut Gems.
Oh, Uncut Gems was a...
Yeah. Dog.
I didn't finish Uncut Gems. I started it, but what does it have to do with basketball? Oh, because all the basketball players, I guess. And
yeah.
he's like their jeweler, and
he's their jeweler.
I just said swindles them. The fucking 1950s. I swindled me, see? Continental accent.
Yeah, bro, what?
That's fucking wild.
Yeah, it's like Uncut Gems, like he's betting. He gets in close with one player, betting, like hyping him up, trying to get above the betting line so he can win some money to help pay off his debts to other people. Yeah. This movie, he is an NBA scout. I will say, you said I'd enjoy Men. I don't think you'd enjoy or fully understand Hustle because of all the nuance. No,
okay.
Just because it's a movie made for basketball fans.
Okay.
And, like it's fucking crazy how many cameos there are in this movie.
Oh, yeah.
It's based in real life. Like he's a scout for the Philadelphia 76ers. It's sort of Rocky in basketball terms.
Okay.
It's sort of a NBA 2K My Career storyline.
That makes sense. Yeah.
Just like this guy finds this player playing street ball, trains him, gets him an opportunity to get into the league, and in short, he does it. It's just about the story getting there. And it was a fun movie. I think it's honestly, as far as basketball movies go, it's up there. Like, right up there with
And I'm assuming this
Space Jam
Space Jam.
and Air Bud.
Yeah, the great basketball movie.
Yeah.
I'm assuming this is another serious Adam Sandler film.
It is, which is great.
With Uncut Gems, I actually did really enjoy because I think that for a long time now, when you think Adam Sandler, you just think like same old like comedy. He plays Adam Sandler in most of his roles.
It gets tired.
And I think that he gets the criticism of being Adam Sandler in most of his roles. I think that by him doing more serious roles now, it kind of like plays into like, hey, I can do shit.
Yeah. I think
And
Queen
it really
Latifah
does.
was his wife in this. That had nothing to do with what you were saying. I just thought I'd bring that up.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Nice.
It's nice, yeah.
But yeah, it's like I think that it kind of gives him that newfound respect.
Yeah.
Where people may have earlier wrote him off as just the guy who plays himself. I still need to finish Uncut Gems because I think I got halfway through and it was really good, but I never finished it.
It's funky.
Yeah.
But this is if you know Adam Sandler, you know he's actually like a hooper.
Yeah, yeah.
So it was funny seeing him like actually have passion for this project. And going into it, I fully expected it to be like a throwaway movie because the guy playing the player that Adam Sandler discovers is an actual NBA player, and he has some acting chops. Like no lie, like they find him in like Spain, I think. So he's meant to not have that good English. So I thought they were going to use that as an excuse to not have him talk all that much, which would be like a clever way to hide like bad acting.
Yeah.
But he's given like actual speaking roles. He gets into his backstory about some of the hardships, and he has an emotional scene where he actually cries.
Yeah.
And he sells it really well. He yells at Adam Sandler, like in the middle of a street, and he sells that really well. Like, one of the things holding him back was a charge for like assault or something on this other guy, and the league is just trying to make sure they don't let anyone in that has those tendencies. So he has to learn how to control that. And there's he shows flashes of that, and it's like really refreshing to see an NBA player be a good actor.
Yeah.
Because while I said Space Jam is a great movie,
No,
Michael
because
Jordan
I
was
think-
not the reason that it was a great movie.
Yeah. Even the remake, I know that like LeBron apparently wasn't.
Yeah. LeBron's best acting was in Trainwreck with Bill Hader and Amy
Yeah.
Schumer.
Yeah. I forgot about that.
Yeah. So, I don't know. But, yeah. Props to Juancho Hernan Gomez. That was the name of the player. And I hope you find your place in the league because you're doing way better as a actor.
Wow. That's nuts. That's such a crazy like backhanded compliment. It's like, hey, if the league doesn't work out for you, I'm
Bro.
sure that movies are gonna go great for you. You're so talented there. Maybe stick to that.
Yeah.
That's so fucked up.
Sorry. I don't mean that.
I hope that he
no,
sees
okay.
this on TikTok.
That'd be fucking great. Well, no. Like NBA actors are garbage. Like Shaq as Kazam.
Yeah.
Yeah. I almost said Shazam.
Shazam.
Like
Shaq as Shazam would have been funny as fuck. You think about it, like a kid snaps and he turns into Shaq.
yo,
Fuck. That'd be nuts.
he has like a catchphrase or some shit like boom chakalaka or whatever. I don't know. That's my Shaq impression.
I feel like they go like full send on like the basketball shit. It's like Shazam, but
Yeah.
since it's Shaq, they're gonna have him like dunk a bad guy into something.
He punches a guy. He's like, looks like you just got posterized or whatever. I don't know.
That's wild.
Yeah.
No, Shaq's too busy with like Reebok and Papa John's.
As well as being a full-time DJ.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shaq is like an interesting character. Like, did you know that he bought Reebok from Adidas?
Cam, you remind me of Shaq. The way you just do everything.
Yeah. No,
Like-
we talked about.
Yeah.
We talked about how Cam is like almost a sentient being beyond a man. Like he's just he does and knows so much shit. Like, we'll like check his stories out fishing. I don't know if we made this joke last time, but it's like he'll be out fishing, he'll be out like hiking, skiing, something.
Yeah.
We ask him a question, he just
Scuba
knows
diving.
the answer. He's
Yeah.
like, oh yeah, that like what was it
I was like,
earlier?
oh, is that a net? Is that like a nest or something? No, it's a comb. It's dried up. If you see one with holes, that's how you know it's fresh and it's living.
He just knows shit. It's so cool.
Yeah.
He's
Happy
just
to have you on board.
he's a true Renaissance man,
Yeah.
and so is Shaq, as we mentioned.
Yeah. He'll do everything but act.
Yeah.
Actually, he was in this movie. He played himself, which was kind of easy.
Oh, yeah, that's
a little
funny.
cameo. Yeah.
Nice.
Anyways, I know we're running
Was
a little...
Stephen A. Smith in it?
Ooh,
Because you know it's big when not sports person knows who the fuck that guy is.
yeah.
Just from
I don't know. I don't remember. That's because I don't remember because there were so many like cameos.
okay.
That's
So I
the
was
thing.
like, I feel like it would be like such a missed opportunity to not have him at least like on a TV or something,
Mhm.
talking shit about somebody.
Yeah, there was a montage where they have a bunch of social media love for this guy because that's his like route and going like getting like viral. And I don't remember if the guy's playing.
I just
Redbone.
mentioned like,
Yeah.
this guy is gonna be a star.
Yeah. This guy.
Like that's the one thing. Is like I'm not into
Gonna
sports,
be
but I
a
can
star.
I can respect a character, and he's such a character.
Yeah.
But
We're running a little long, and we do have to get to the, or I guess in your guys' case, you saw
Yeah.
at the start.
there'll be some weird stuff here. But
Yeah.
is there anything that you want to wrap up on?
No,
Okay.
I'm just happy
Well-
to be back. It's hot.
It is 90
and-
degree and raining, so it's humid as fuck.
Yeah, there's an alligator or crocodile.
We're gonna go
like,
try and
just
take a
few
picture next to
yards
it.
from us. Like legit.
We're gonna
So-
get a picture with it.
Yeah. There's also. Is that camera on? Oh, I was gonna say. Oh, phone died.
It's all good.
I was gonna say there's quite literally another bench
Right next to us.
right next to us. So
That's
yeah,
funny as hell. Well, we'll get a shot later, but
yeah,
I feel like that's the story of most of these episodes. Anyways, we just find a spot that has benches, and we're like, all right, cool, we're gonna put our own here.
right, yeah.
But it's all branding, baby, and you know, that's what Benched is.
Yeah.
We're back. We're glad to be back.
Mhm.
You know, just a quick movie review day, and you know, talking about COVID and making fun of each other. And I'm gonna go cry after this for multiple reasons. But I appreciate y'all for watching. If you guys haven't already, please subscribe to Benched and the Colin and Devin channel. Feel free to leave a like, comment on this one. If you can rate us 5 stars on podcasting platforms, that also really helps. And yeah, that's about all I have to say.
Check out all the links below. Donate, do whatever you can. Yeah, that's all.
And we'll see you next week.